Hello my friends, I'm Professor Hans von Puppet here in an alternate location this week. Well, the Oscars are upon us, so I thought I'd talk about American Sniper. No. Ah, that's the ticket.
Hans vlogs at an unpredictable interval.
To be honest, I never heard about American Sniper until the Oscar nominations came out, of which it got 6. It stars Bradley Cooper and is directed by Clint Eastwood, so I thought, well, this sounds pretty darn good. But before I could see it for myself and form my own opinion, some lefty liberals and right-wing hawks get into a big Twitter fight over it. To some, snipers shooting at people from rooftops seem to be violent psychopaths who shouldn't be glorified. And to others, American Sniper is a great tribute to one of America's greatest war heroes. As usual, I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle. To be honest, I had a whole thing written about the politics of American Sniper and the problematic concept of the war hero, and how not supporting a war does not mean you're not supporting the troops, and well, it was kind of a drag. Well, look, the movie's pretty good. It gave me some deep insight into a guy who is absolutely nothing like myself, so that was interesting. Just see it for yourself and make up your own mind. But American Sniper got me thinking, why there's so many movies with American in the title? Remember American Hustle just last year, also with Bradley Cooper? So I checked, and there are over 70 feature films called American something. And that's not even counting the ones with an article in front like An American Tale, The American President, or An American Werewolf in London. I know YouTube loves lists, so here we go. Here are my top 10 American films. At number 11 is American Yakuza from 1993. This squeaks onto the list only because it's a sequel to Back to Back, which was shot by my good friend Mark W. Gray. He even has a hilarious cameo in the opening chase scene. Okay, enough nepotism, on to the top 10. At number 10, it's American Hot Wax from 1978, the story of Cleveland DJ and rock and roll pioneer Alan Freed. It's not the kind of hot wax you get at the car wash, but rather hot records. You know, stacks of wax. Music used to come on records, you know. And no, they weren't really made of wax. At number 9, it's American Buffalo, starring Dustin Hoffman and Dennis Franz, based on the play by David Mamet. Like most Mamet work, it's about a bunch of guys yelling at each other, and the buffalo in question is a buffalo nickel, which is the object of a rare coin heist. Number 8 is the 1980s American Gigolo, starring Richard Gere. This man-candy rich thriller. Thriller, really? Okay, this 80s classic is about a male escort who, besides getting embroiled in some shady dealings, also makes love with many beautiful ladies and often exercises near Venetian blinds. Number 7 is American Sniper from Right Now, about a guy who's incredibly good at his job, which is shooting people dead from a very long way away. This does not make me want to be in the military, but for a certain kind of person, I'm sure it will. It'll definitely give you a lot to talk about. Number 6, the teen comedy that asks the question, what's it like to stick your penis into a hot pastry? American Pie. This bawdy teen sex comedy was a huge hit, spawning many sequels and launching many young actors' careers. At number 5, we have a tie. Why a tie? Well, because there are more than 10 I wanted to include on this list, and these two have in common that they are documentaries. American Movie is the story of amateur Milwaukee filmmaker Mark Borchardt in his attempt to make the horror film Coven. This guy and his dopey sidekick are incredibly fun to watch. Check it out to see what people had to go through before YouTube and digital video were invented to express themselves. And American Pimp by the Hughes brothers. It's a kind of field guide to these uniquely American and African-American entrepreneurs. Kind of like American Sniper, you could be horrified by what they do, but still fascinated by how they do it. Number 4 is American Hustle from 2013, also starring American Sniper's Bradley Cooper, as well as all these sexy people. From just a year or so ago, this throwback 70s caper film had so much promise. The actors and the costumes were so great, it made it feel like a much better film than it actually was. If the film were as good as the poster, it would have won at least one of the 10 Oscars it was nominated for. But alas, it won 0. At number 3 is Sam Mendes' great American Beauty from 1999, starring Kevin Spacey as a man whose midlife crisis is manifest by, among other things, a crush on one of his daughter's teenage friends. This American won 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, Director, Actor, Screenplay, and Cinematography. It was a real sweep, and it's even pretty fun to watch. At number 2, the runner-up for Best American Movie is American Psycho from 2000, starring Christian Bale as a successful investment banker / serial killer, Patrick Bateman. Get it? See what I did there? You know, I didn't see this movie for years because the trailer looked so darn scary. But it turns out the whole thing is a hilariously satirical portrait of the 1980s greed and narcissism. Christian Bale moves through this sleek film looking like a jaguar, the panther and the car. Hey, he was in American Hustle, too. I should do a Venn diagram about him and Bradley Cooper in American films. It would look something like this. And finally, my friends, the King of America. The #1 film called American Something has to be the original American Graffiti from 1973. This was young George Lucas's second film, a wonderful ensemble picture about the last Saturday of summer for a bunch of high school kids in a small Northern California town. The leads, Ronnie Howard and Richard Dreyfuss, were well-known TV actors at the time, but this film gave them a terrific boost, as it did to many actors who would later go on to become extremely famous in the 70s, like Cindy Williams, Mackenzie Phillips, Suzanne Summers, and even Harrison Ford, who plays drag racing speed demon Bob Falfa, a character who had to have a lot of influence on Han Solo. Lucas based the film on his own experiences cruising around in the 1950s, and it became the prototype for a whole wave of 1950s nostalgia that would follow through the 70s and 80s. It was a big hit with audiences too, earning over $100 million and giving George Lucas the credibility he needed to get his next picture off the ground, Star Wars. I'm pretty sure you heard of that one. By the way, before Mr. Lucas became the godhead of a toy empire, which I love by the way, he made this movie about real human beings from the world he grew up in. It's a hip, stylish film that still holds up because it speaks from the heart. So if you're still mad at George Lucas for some reason, go and find American Graffiti. I bet you'll love it. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and all that jazz. I'll be back in my own office very soon. And be sure to check out Pocket Film School, the new show I've been working on at the YouTube space. We've got a handful of them in the can, and there's lots more to come. Here's a little taste. Oh, that was exciting.